Welcome to A Perfect Place to Start. I have some fun DIYs planned for you today, so let's go on inside and get started. For this project, we're going to use some wood grade stakes. I get them at the Home Depot. I really love crafting with these. We're just going to take the stakes and glue them together. We're using some Tight Bond wood glue, which is my favorite, but any wood glue would work here. I used some clamps to hold it together, and then once it was securely holding, I went ahead and took those clamps off, and then we're ready to assemble our flag. So we're going to use some white folk art chalk paint, and we're going to paint every other row with the white paint. Then I went ahead and got a rustic red color, and we're going to go ahead and do every other plank with our red paint. Now I only did one coat here. We don't want a super big coverage because we're going for a rustic look here. If you don't want rustic and you want more coverage, you're going to want to do a couple more coats. So then I had this wood block that I also got from the Dollar Tree. I had covered it with a white paint in the past, and so we're just going to go ahead and use some blue paint, cover up that white area, and then I'm going to use my stenciling brush with these big stars. These came in a pack from Walmart. They are a folk art brand, and I will leave a link down in the description box for these similar set to these stars. But we're just going to go ahead and use a stencil brush and go over all of our wooden piece. We're not going for like total coverage of our stars here, but we're going to hot glue it to the top. And then here, this one is finished. I love this one. Favorite of the day. Let me know what you think about this project. So for this project, we're going to be using a wood plank that I had on hand and then this wood piece from the Dollar Tree. I went ahead and covered the back part of my wood block with some white folk art chalk paint, and then I'm using some scrapbook paper that I had gotten at Hobby Lobby, and I did get it this season if you are interested in using the same piece of scrapbook paper. We're going to take some Mod Podge and we're going to glue our paper onto our wood board. I am at the very end of my Mod Podge bottle, so there are some clumpy parts to this. I just went ahead and picked them out. Then we're going to go ahead and lay our piece of paper on as soon as we get it covered with our Mod Podge. And then we're going to take our Mod Podge roller. This thing is a lifesaver. I don't know what took me so long to get one, but if you're interested in getting one, I'll link the one I have down in the description box, or you could use a rolling pin here as well. So once I have that all adhered to my board and it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and take some sanding paper and I'm going to sand off the edges around the entire block. I'm going to go ahead and add some white paint here for some dry brushing effect on the bottom part. And I only did the 3 sections of this because the back is not going to show, but if you wanted to go ahead and dry brush all 4 sides, you can definitely do that. Once I get it to the desired look that I want, I'm ready to get ready to assemble my project. So the last piece of our project is the star. This is one of my favorite things at the Dollar Tree, but we're going to go ahead and cover it with our blue paint, and then we're going to give it a good dry brush. Now, the thing about dry brushing, like in this particular piece, there is some heavy parts on here. If you don't like that, you can always change it or start over and put some more blue paint in. That's the really fun thing about dry brushing, that if you don't like it, you can always fix it. So we're going to go ahead and add some hot glue to the bottom of our stars and stripes wood plank, and we're going to glue that to our blue plank, and we're going to be making a hat. So we're going to take our star, and I made this little messy bow, and we're going to tie or glue, I guess, the messy bow up at the corner where the hole is, where the hanger was, and then we're going to glue this to the bottom of our project. This is absolutely adorable. I love how this turned out. It was a tough one to decide which one was my favorite because this is definitely my second favorite of the video. Well, let me know what you think about this project.
I dreamt of a life in a small town that wasn't enough for you somehow. I just wish I had a little more time with you, baby.
For this project, we're going to take one of these wood pieces from the Dollar Tree and we're going to go ahead and paint it with our blue paint again. I have this fabric on hand, but you could definitely use any fabric from the Dollar Tree or any fabric that you can pick up at like Hobby Lobby or Joann's. This was just something I think I got at a garage sale, but we're just going to cut it into strips and tear it, and I'm just going to use this whole piece of fabric right here and tear it into strips. Now these are really long strips, so I went ahead ahead and folded them in half and then cut them in half so I would have double the amount of strips to do this project with. So once I get these all cut, I also had some leftover jeans that I cut up, and we're going to go ahead and assemble our project. So because I flipped this over and I want to glue the pieces onto the back of it, I have to start from the right to the left. That way when I flip it around, it's going to be left to right for my project. And I'm making a flag here, so like a fabric flag. So we're going to start here with our jeans as the blue part. Now I'm not really adding stars to this necessarily. You could if you wanted to. I chose not to. So once I get some of the pieces glued on, I'm going to go ahead and glue over them. It makes it more full. And I'm going to do about 1/4 of our wooden plank here. Then I'm going to take my fabric and following those same directions, we're going to go ahead and glue. We're going to glue a single layer that goes all the way across our wood plank, and then we're going to glue on top of those. I did go ahead and use all the pieces of material and all the pieces of jeans. Now because this was a scrap piece, I'm not really sure the size of it, but if you were getting fabric at the Dollar Tree, you're definitely going to want to use one of your whole flat quarters, and maybe you want to get 2 depending on how full you want this project to be. So we're just going to follow these steps all the way to the end of our wooden plank, and then we're going to add a hanger here. I'm just using some nautical rope that I had on hand that also came from the Dollar Tree, and then we're just going to add some hot glue, and then here it is styled for you guys. Let me know what you think about this project.
When tears stream down my face, my mama said, all the nights that end in heartbreak gonna pay off someday.
We're going to make a super simple Dollar Tree planter, and we're going to start out with one of these planters you can find in the Crafter Square area. We're going to cover it all with nautical rope. This part is optional. I had different plans for this and then changed my mind, but I went ahead and left the nautical rope on there. I got this metal star also in the Crafter Square area. I added some ribbon and some jeans that I also got from the Dollar Tree, and I made a cute little bow, and all we're going to do is glue it to the front, and that is it for this project. Let me know what you think of this planter.
Growing up, falling in love, giving your all might not be enough. Just trust your head and your heart. That's what my mama said. I wish I
For this project, we're going to make some fabric flags, and I have this fabric just left over in my stash. I'm using some dowels from Walmart, and we're just going to measure kind of the length that I want. You can have any length that you want depending on where you're going to put these. I'm going to use the planter we previously made, and I'm going to put these in the planter. So I wanted them to be a little bit longer because that's a pretty tall planter, so it kind of depends on where you want to put these. But I really like the frayed edge of this fabric, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that at the end. It kind of makes a cute little flag. And then all I'm going to do is roll my fabric around my dowel. I'm going to do this a couple different times, making a couple different types of flags. This is a really fun idea to use up any kind of extra fabric that you might have, and they make really cute little shelf center fill-ins for any kind of planters or something that you want to sit on a shelf or a tiered tray. But let me know what you think of these.
walking through the snow when you're taking my hand. All of those late nights on your couch when we just talked until midnight. I just wish I could freeze this moment, babe.
That is it for today's video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and watching till the end. I have another video here if you want to keep on crafting with me. And as always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.